State business page.
The name of the company and the location where its products is made may have changed over the years, but Stoney's beer is still going strong, and its product is rolling out of the City Brewing Company in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Westmoreland County. The history of that beer and the Jones family tradition, including Academy Award-winning actress Shirley Jones, are told in a new book called Roll Out the Stoneys, the story of Stoney's beer, written by Dave Finoli. Dave joins us now on the Sunday Business Page, along with John King, president of the Stoney's Brewing Company and great-grandson of the founder of Stoney's Beer, William Stoney Jones. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Well, Dave, you're not part of the family.
I am. They have made me feel like part of the family.
They made you feel like it.
Absolutely.
So why did you write a book, Roll Out the Stoneys?
Well, I had my history is with sports on Western Pennsylvania, books on that, which
Right.
I've written 23 to this point. And a good friend of mine, Rich Boyer, is an investor with Stoney's, and we were talking, and he asked me if I'd be interested in this.
And you said yes.
Well, I wasn't sure at first, and then I started doing some research because I wasn't sure how the story would develop. And I'll tell you what, I was so fascinated within the first half hour doing research, I called him up 2 seconds later and said, yeah, I'll do this. So I'm very excited to do it.
So this beer begins on a poker bet?
Well, as legend would have it, Stoney Jones won the brewery in a poker game, and then decided to bring the Eureka Brewing Company, which is what it was called at the time, to Smithton, PA, which was his hometown.
You know, John, I know you've read the book.
Yes.
How did he do? Did he get it right?
He did a great job. I didn't realize there was that much information. You could do a book on Stoney's beer. But he opened my eyes. I didn't know my great-grandfather was never a criminal, but prohibition, that he got arrested, and he's $3,000 bail to get out of jail. And
I think a lot of folks didn't quite subscribe to prohibition during the 1920s, from what I can tell.
well, he had to make money. He had 8 children.
Had to make money, right. Well, this, what was interesting as I looked through this, I love some of the pictures in here, and I was particularly caught by a historic marker about the Dar mining disaster,
Yes.
which is right nearby the brewery in Smithton.
Yeah.
And it was sort of a flashback reminder of coal miners and how important the coal industry was, but also how very dangerous it was, right, Dave?
It was extremely dangerous. During December of that year, which was 1907,
yeah.
I believe it was over 3,000 people had perished in mining accidents across the country. And came across an article where the local papers were so excited because Stoney was getting the materials to start to build the brewery. Right. And this was probably the first part of December. And how they were going to have a new industry there, brew beer. And a couple weeks later, this tragedy happened, which was the greatest coal mining tragedy in this country's history. 239 people perished.
239 men and boys. I'm just reading this on December 19th, 1907.
Absolutely.
That would be 110 years ago. And the fact is that mine workers were real users of Stoney's beer, right?
They were.
I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
So, John, why you're no longer in Smithton? So what happened there? You have purchased back the company, and you're now manufacturing Stoney's beer out of Latrobe?
yes, what we did was we purchased back the brand names. We purchased the Stoney's, Stoney Light, Esquire, and Gold Crown. We'd have loved to go on back to Smithton, but the facility itself had just, over the years, had kind of crumbled down, and it would have been very hard to go up there and reopen it up in Smithton. Right. So we took advantage of the old Rolling Rock plant up in Latrobe, and we leased space up there, and that's where we make our brands.
That's great. So beer is still available to anybody who wants to have a Stoney's.
Oh my, Stoney's and Stoney Light. The Stoney Light brand has really taken off for us, more than we expected it to do, and actually all the sales with the family involved again has taken off big time.
Let me ask you about the relationship to the great actress Shirley Jones. I mean, she's iconic.
Sure. And Shirley.
How is she? You know her?
Oh yes. And Shirley, I've met her quite a few times, and she was just here a month ago, and she contacted me and wanted to go for a tour of the brewery because Stoney's is a big part of her family. Her dad was the past president of Jones Brewing Company. So she went for a tour of the brewery, loved it so much that after the tour, I got her 6 cases of beer, and she actually shipped them to California so she could share it with her sons and friends. So
that's a great story.
Yes.
And she was a first cousin of your
father.
Yes. So she really is close family.
Yeah. Stoney Jones had 8 children. My grandmother was the oldest of the 8. Shirley's dad would have been the 5th child.
Wow.
So yes.
So, Dave, let me ask you what you thought was the most interesting historical fact about this company.
Well, there was one story I got a big kick out of. Stoney breweries during Prohibition obviously were having difficulties. Not a lot made it, and those who did,
well, they were illegal.
They were illegal. They sold, like Stoney's sold near beer,
Right.
which wasn't very tasty, so to speak, from what I came across. And they sold ice for refrigerators. So that's how they were trying to get through. But on the side, they were selling real beer, as most of the breweries were at the time. But there was an instance where he was contacted by a man in Cincinnati. Now, Stoney never left the area. He was a guy who he felt a comfort level in the Mon Valley. He never wanted to leave. So he makes one of his few ventures out, goes down there.
We got about 10 seconds, so wrap it quick.
Not a problem. Basically, he goes down, he meets this guy, the guy slips him a Mickey and takes the $50,000 he had bought to purchase whiskey from him. So Stoney ends up with no money and no whiskey.
Good story.
And a headache.
And a headache. And a big headache. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in. Merry Christmas to you and all the best.
Merry
to
Christmas.
Stoney's Beer. We appreciate having you on the show. We'll be back with more of the Sunday Business Page in just a few moments. Stick with us.